Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Tony Jones, Superintendent of Falls Church City Public Schools, and it's a great day when we can all come together and recognize 17 different people for the love and the commitment that they show our children every single day. In the process of nominating all of the individuals for this award, colleagues, students, supervisors, and parents all write beautiful testimonies about every single person. We don't read them all today because we would need you to stay until 9 or 10 o'clock tonight if we did, but each principal or presenter will read a segment of what was submitted for each person, and they're absolutely beautiful. I also want you to just listen today for some of the key words that you always hear about the individuals who are recognized on this special day. There are words like commitment, dedication, patience, connection, kindness, and leadership. This is a very special group of people. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize, I know we have some school board members who are going to be with us today. I know Susan Carney, I'm not sure if she's here yet, but she is joining us. We also have Margaret Ward in the very back, so she's joining us tonight. Mary Beth Conley from City Council is with us. She's right over by the door. We also have Phil Duncan with City Council in the very back of the room, so thank you for joining us this afternoon. I also want to say a special thanks, so we don't forget, to Richard Kane and his staff in the very back for the beautiful reception. The food is absolutely lovely. And last but not least, I know everybody in FCCPS knows Lou Olam, who is on the front row with us today. And we consider him the father of IB and such a contributor to FCCPS for almost, well, I won't say how many years, long, many years. He was just telling me you turned 97 this summer, right? So, but we are privileged to have you with us, so thank you for being here. We're going to start by recognizing 4 teachers who are winners, and this is new for us this year, and I love it. They are award winners outside of Falls Church. They've either received state, regional, or national recognition, and we're just so incredibly proud of these 4 people, and we're going to give them special recognition today. So Jeannie Seabridge is going to start us out with who's the assistant principal at George Mason.
Thanks, Tony. I'm just finishing up my first year at George Mason High School, and I've known these 2 teachers for the past 10 years, and when I first met them, they just really wowed me. They are incredible people, and I'm honored to be the one here presenting to them tonight. John Ballou is our technology stage crew first robotics wizard. His classroom is like no other. In fact, we have a picture of it here. Definitely not like any other. John is dedicated to his first robotics team, spending hours coaching them and leading them to problem solve and succeed. John was nominated by one of his students at the DC Regional First Robotics Competition. He was named a finalist for the Woody Flowers Award for Mentoring, which is presented to an outstanding mentor in the robotics competition, who best leads, inspires, teaches, and empowers their team to using excellent communication skills. In his nomination, Daniel Nettie said, "Mr. Ballou leads by example and instills the concept of gracious professionalism in all of the team members. John is a true mentor and leader in our school division." John, please come up. Dr. Jones will award Mr. Ballou with a certificate and an award.
Look at this great team over here and what it's all about.
Mary Jo West was one of the top 10 finalists for the first ever Music Educator Grammy Award. In its first year, there were more than 30,000 entries. Kind of puts it into perspective a little bit. And our own Mary Jo West was in the top 10 of 30,000. You can see her in the middle of this picture, surrounded by adoring students on the day she received this award. Every student who has played Mason music for the past 14 years has learned from Mary Jo West. She is a dedicated professional and has been the cornerstone, leading our concert band, contract band, jazz band, quintets, quartets, drum groups, and more. In addition to music, she teaches performance, taking quiet students and giving them the confidence to perform with great poise in front of crowds. Mary Jo, please come up to be recognized. Ms. Ashahi will speak next.
Good evening. I have the honor and pleasure of introducing two outstanding educators this evening. The first educator I have known for over 6 years, and I am happy to say that I actually recruited her 6 years ago as a first-year teacher. Erilyn is actively involved with our families, in the classroom, sending home dinner conversations, suggesting to parents what they should follow up on in the classroom. When she's passionate about something, she'll go to great lengths to make sure that her students have the best. And there is a story behind this mummy where she was visiting one of the local museums, and this mummy, I think, was a sickly mummy off to himself. And so she had courage enough to ask, hey, can I take him home with me? And they said, sure. And so now this mummy is in our classroom upstairs. She uses all the technology we have to make the ancient relevant to the modern world. If you follow her on Twitter, you will be amazed at her curiosity and her ability to spark that in students. As part of this award, she has been named an NEA, National Education Association Foundation, Global Learning Fellow. She's spent the past year with 32 other educators building global competency skills, and will travel to China in June for the international field study with the other fellows. Please join me in welcoming Erilyn to the stage, our Virginia Education Association Teacher of the Year. Our next outstanding educator he's kind of like our second community liaison, and he is an amazing individual. He has been named the National History Day Teacher of the Year at the middle school level for the state of Virginia. He has been mentoring students for over 8 years and has guided dozens of children through the research and presentation about their topics. He spends weekends, evenings, and days off helping students on projects. I think he's gotten to the point where he knows that he doesn't have to ask me anymore, hey, can I use the building on the weekend? I feel that it is his building to use on the weekend with the students. Topics he's guided students through include Miranda rights, Rachel Carson, Title IX, World War II, civil rights, and a plethora of others. He helps them with selecting the topic, doing the research, and preparing a presentation via website, written papers, or dramatic interpretation. As a result, several of our students have made it to the national level. We all knew right away how well-deserved this award is. Please join me in recognizing the MEH Agnes Meyer Award recipient, well, our candidate for MEH. He's also the the Virginia National History Day Teacher of the Year, 2014. Rory Dipple, please come forward.
And we'll give your box back, I promise.
Mr. Dipple, before you leave, I just wanted to, there was a comment from one of the students, if I may. Yael Cohen wrote, Mr. Dipple manages to combine fun and learning into an effective blend that excites and educates all of his students. That says it best about the type of teacher Mr. Dipple is. Thank you again, Mr. Dipple. At this time, I would like to call Mr. Bird up to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tyrone Bird, principal of George Mason High School. I want to tell you about Peter Mecca, who is a force of nature in the science classroom, and he makes sure that his students get out into nature as often as possible. Peter raises trout in his classroom and arranged a trout cam so everyone can see their growth, even on weekends. There he is. He selects students to help care for the trout. They feed them and test their water every day. When the fish are big enough, the whole class takes a trip to a lake, or to a stream, to release them. He also takes his students to Trips Run here in Falls Church to test water quality. He has them work on projects with the Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District using real tools to test soil compaction. This year, he worked with the Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay and a video game company to develop a Facebook game about stormwater solutions. His students were active participants in testing the game and providing feedback based on what they'd learned in class, as well as their own gaming expertise. Please come forward, Chris, Peter, and be recognized by this group. Thank you. Chris.
Thank you very much.
I want to tell you about a most amazing mathematics teacher. Miss Jennifer Jason is so enthusiastic about math and about the students she teaches. We surprised her the day this picture was taken, and I love it because behind her are math problems and a smiley face. We aren't sure who drew the smiley, but it's emblematic of how Jen and her students feel about math. She goes to great lengths to make sure that all of her students get it. Colleague Samantha Kavanaugh wrote, Jennifer's enthusiasm never wanes, and she is contagious. The students can't help but get into it when they see how much fun she is having. She makes math accessible to everyone and gives students at all levels the keys to success. Her high-level calculus classes are a wonder to behold. Students are avidly attacking math problems that make most of us quake with fear. Her students aren't afraid to take on the challenge because Miss Jason has given them all the tools they'll need. Jen, please come forward to be recognized. I invite Kathy Haleko to the podium. Big round of applause.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Haleko, principal of Mount Daniel, and I am very proud to tell you about 3 nominees for Agnes Meyer from Mount Daniel this year. Dave Garrison is our beloved PE teacher. Everyone loves Mr. Garrison. His classes are fun, energetic, and really are the highlight of everybody's day. And I think of him as, yes, that picture makes me think of him as the king of the mountain on the Mount Daniel playground. Are there any students here who had Mr. Garrison for PE? Anyone? Yeah, a few, see? Oh my goodness, Miss Scarlett. If you went to Mount Daniel, you remember the awesome field day that Mr. Garrison puts on every year. This is a picture from last week. And for all the years that he's been at Mount Daniel, he arrives every day with the same enthusiasm. The Mount Daniel kindergarten team wrote that Mr. Garrison is in tune with each child's needs, and that is very true. He sets very clear expectations and establishes an environment that allows for the successes of all students. And he teaches close to 400 students in our school every week. Every single one loves him. And I wish I had had him for PE. I might have learned to throw. Dave, can you please come up? Absolutely. Congratulations. Amy Brooks came to us at Mount Daniel 4 years ago. She is the consummate kindergarten teacher, patient, kind, always smiling, able to command the attention of just countless squirmy little 5-year-olds. And they are always ready to break into song. Fellow kindergarten teacher Laura McQueen wrote this: Mrs. Brooks is a beacon of positivity and encouragement, which fosters her students' talents, self-esteem, and most importantly, in this delicate first year of school, a true love of learning. Amy's classroom is always abuzz with activity, and she is the center of it all, making sure that those little minds are buzzing with learning. And her classroom is a very peaceful one, and Amy loves being there. So Amy, please come up. And I'll have to tell you that we really do miss Karen Bevan and her band of preschoolers on the Mount Daniel campus this year. We know she is very flexible because this year has been a year of transitions, and she hasn't had any problem. She continues to smile right through them. Her classroom started the year at TJ, and she was in one of the trailers, and then just recently she's finishing in a classroom at MEH, and I have heard the MEH staff is loving having the little people here, so that's great. So are you? Nice, great. Karen is the lead preschool teacher for our English language learners. Their needs are met with a language-rich and nurturing environment and a love for learning without equal. Karen knows how truly important it is to make connections with parents, many of whom are learning English along with their children. As her colleague Ann Beckman says, the connections she builds between home and school are powerful and lasting. Several of the nomination letters for Karen were written in Spanish with praise for her connection to their children. Karen, come on up. And Bob Palermo.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Palermo, principal at TJ. It's great to be here. This past year, we added a new teaching position, a STEM teacher, to work with all students on science, technology, engineering, and math. Sarah Pond, I'm still getting used to no longer being Sarah Romer, has been with us as a second and third grade teacher previously, stepped into the new position, and has made it a favorite of all TJ students. Her classroom's a haven for inquiry-based science learning. Students create, explore, and always wish they had more time with Mrs. Pond. In this picture, she's teaching third grade students how to build a balloon car. Every eye is on her in rapt attention. She works closely with classroom teachers to develop a curriculum that enhances what students are learning in other subjects. When TJ students head to Sarah's classroom, they never know what to expect, but they always know that it will be exciting. Sarah, please come on up to the podium. Next, I'm honored to introduce the recipient of the Agnes Meyer Outstanding Teacher of the Year Award, third grade teacher Stephen Eric. As you have just seen, FCCPS has amazing teachers, and every single one of them would have been worthy of a recipient of this award. I'm glad I was not one who was tasked with being a judge. Mr. Eric is a third grade teacher at TJ, though he started for us as a fourth grade teacher. His classroom is always a busy place, quietly humming with activity and learning. Last year, when our school was under construction and things got too noisy, took his whole class outside for a robust math lesson on estimating. They sat in the shade and were completely engaged in class despite the noise, the visitors walking past, and the temptation to run around. Doesn't matter where his class is seated, Mr. Eric knows how to reach even the most reluctant students and draw them into the classroom. As parents, Virginia and Charles Moore pointed out, Mr. Eric has the gift of making a large group of children in the classroom feel as if they are each individually the most important child in the classroom. Another parent wrote that her son experienced a complete transformation in third grade, from a worried student to one who was joyful and excited to go to school. Mr. Eric made that happen by focusing on what made him shine and helping him discover how he could succeed. Steve is a leader among our staff, always willing to share his knowledge and best practices with colleagues. I was honored to attend the Washington Post reception last week, where Steve was recognized. Several of the parents who nominated him were present, and they continued to testify to his dedication, talent, and kindness as a teacher. Steve, please come on up.
I want to thank everyone for such a wonderful show of appreciation this week and really the past couple of weeks. It is a real honor to be named the 2014 Agnes Meyer Teacher of the Year. All of the nominees are such wonderful influences on the children that they work with, and our schools would not be successful without all of them. We are also fortunate to have incredible people beyond the classroom, from the school board and the central office to the support staff and the PTA. This is truly a unique place to work. When I first moved to Falls Church, I knew very little about the little city. I was pleasantly surprised when I learned of this community's unparalleled support and dedication to their children's education and to their schools. It means a lot to know that I'm in an area where I have the resources and flexibility to create lessons that engage students and spark learning beyond the classroom. My students come in each day with a variety of experiences and a broad range of skills. It makes teaching a very pleasurable experience. Thank you.
I also want to make sure that it doesn't go without recognition. When we came in, there was beautiful piano music playing. Mr. West, thank you so much. That was gorgeous. We also just want to recognize it's always exciting to see George Mason students come back and join our teaching ranks. And both Dave Garrison and Sarah Pond are alumni. Our next award is one that FCCPS started to recognize our support staff and making sure that all of those people who work behind the scenes really get the recognition that they deserve. All of the people that are eligible for this, we have classroom, special education, paraprofessionals, maintenance, custodial, transportation, cafeteria employees, health room aides, office administrative staff, central office staff, technology employees. And at this time, I'm going to ask Mary Kay to come forward, Mary Kay Howard, and she's going to start with our Support Employees of the Year.
Hi, I'm Mary Kay Howard, Assistant Principal at TJ, and it is my privilege today to tell you about two of our support staff. First, I'm pleased to recognize Deirdre Haft, who works as a paraprofessional, mostly with our second graders. As you can see in the picture, Deirdre supports many students throughout the day, individual students working through math problems and groups of students on the playground. Special ed teacher Kim Cherry called her the consummate professional who seeks to understand and assist students. These are two students that Kim and Deirdre work with this year, advancing academically and building close relationships. The TJ Encore team wrote, "When working with students, Deirdre is attentive and in tune with their needs. She forms close relationships with the children and is able to use knowledge about their interests to help motivate them. We're very glad to have Deirdre as an essential part of our team. Deirdre, please come forward and be recognized." I'm also pleased to recognize Robin Williams, who's the extended daycare assistant supervisor at our daycare center at TJ. Robin genuinely likes to be with children, and she has a very positive attitude. She seems to have eyes in the back of her head, and I can attest to that on the playground with her, when managing the large groups of students. She's the consummate multitasker and a master at soothing an upset child, organizing games, answering homework questions, and locating a child on the playground. Until this year, she also served as outdoor classroom coordinator, organizing all the lessons and working with parent volunteers and teachers on a series of lessons that brought the natural world into the curriculum. Here's Robin with our petrified tree and a wind gauge. Like I said, a consummate multitasker. Robin, please come up and be recognized.
Good evening. My name is Matt Hills. I'm the assistant principal at George Mason High School. We are so lucky to have Lynette Kemp in our library. Librarian Keisha Laganor nominated Lynette because she knows her devotion to the school community on a daily basis by assisting both staff and students with library needs. She makes our library a comfortable place to visit and catch a breath during hectic school days. Student Alexandra Smith wrote, "She is quiet, attentive, and always helping someone at the library counter." Additionally, Lynette serves as the advisor for the Gay Straight Alliance, which led a no bullying week at Mason this year. Her commitment has been invaluable as we continually seek to ensure that every student is celebrated and appreciated. Lynette, please join me up here. Our next support staff member is Sandra Patricio, our clinic aide. Sandra Patricio is the GMHS health room aide and has spent 24 years taking care of students who are not feeling well. She also makes sure that students who need daily medicines receives them at the right time. Sandra has a patient manner and is a good listener. She also works closely with faculty to make sure they know about health needs of the students in their classrooms. One of our school counselors, Nancy Goldman, said it best. On numerous occasions, I have escorted students to her office where they are always met with open arms and a warm heart. Students truly trust Sandra. Maria Shields, another George Mason art teacher, said she knows the laughter is the best medicine and dispenses it with generous doses. Sandra, please join me up here.
Hello, I'm back, very happily. Back to recognize two of Mount Daniel's finest paraprofessionals. I feel a little challenged by this microphone, I'm sorry. Kim Tanner. Kim works closely with special education teacher Allison Klink, who praised Kim for the positive relationships she develops with students, allowing them to trust and respect her, even when she is working with them on a difficult problem. She has a consistent, calm, clear manner, but she is also able to be incredibly flexible and adaptable when students need extra support. We have a school full of collaborators, and Kim is a key part in making sure that her colleagues are all working together for the benefit of the students. Another very delicious fact about Kim is that she bakes and decorates amazing cakes. So we love it when her work makes its way to one of our school parties. Kim, please join me. Our final honoree tonight is the winner of the Support Staff Employee of the Year Award. She is an esteemed kindergarten professional, Shay Wakely. Shay works with kindergarten teacher Nan Hoff, and together they are an amazing team. And they have launched hundreds of students successfully into first grade. Nan wrote this about Shay. Shay provides support in every aspect of teaching and learning throughout each day in our classroom. You see Shay's kindness in her eyes when she shares her radiant smile. In this picture, I love this picture. In this picture, Shay is helping the students line up by telling them to line up inside of her hug. They knew just what to do, and you can see that some are trying to hug her back. Shay develops close relationships with families. Susan Matchett, Mount Daniel's English as a Second Language para, said that she embraces every family at Mount Daniel with an open-hearted enthusiasm, and she helps to create a strong sense of community and common purpose among parents. Fellow paraprofessional Rose Sweterlich commended Shay for her willingness to help colleagues. As the longest-serving kindergarten para, she has a wealth of knowledge and makes sure that all new paras are included and welcomed into the community. She is always ready to help. Beth Green, the Mount Daniel Enrichment Coordinator, said, Mrs. Hoff and Mrs. Wakely constantly show their students how to be the best they can be without ever making it feel like work. It is impossible to leave room 3 without a spring in your step and a smile on your face. Shay, please come up for your award.
I'll be reading and not making eye contact because I can't trust my brain to my mouth to listen to my brain right now. Thank you, Superintendent Jones, Assistant Superintendent High, the school board, and the selection committee for this award of excellence. I'm deeply honored to be the 2014 Support Employee of the Year. It's very humbling to be selected when the list of nominees includes so many who I have personally admired for their dedication, hard work, and professionalism. There are many who have taken this wonderful journey with me because, as you well know, teaching our young ones is most definitely a collaborative effort. I'm grateful for the fact that Falls Church City Schools has a conscience, and his name is Lou Olam. Thank you, Lou. I'm grateful for Kathy Haleko, who leads us at Mount Daniel with strength, grace, compassion, and humor. I'm grateful for my colleagues who make coming to work every day a truly joyful experience, especially Rose Sweterlich, who nominated me for this award and is my go-to person. And of course, Nan Hoff, who for the past 10 years has not only been my teaching partner, but also a shining example of what excellent teaching looks like. I'm incredibly grateful for the parents who have entrusted us with their babies. I'm grateful for the classes of kindergartners that I have fallen in love with each and every year. I'm grateful for my parents, my sister, and my brother, who are my role models for love, integrity, and hard work. I'm grateful for my husband, Art, and my children, Christopher and Catherine, for their support and understanding, especially when dinner is takeout again. I would also like to thank all those who wrote such wonderful letters on my behalf. I will humbly endeavor to live up to your perceptions of me. I thought my highlight for the year was winning the beanbag toss at the Hippo Tiger Games. But this definitely trumps it in spades. Thank you again.
Well, I know that you have had as a wonderful a time as I have, and what amazing educators that we are surrounded with. I'm going to ask before we close that they come forward because everybody wants pictures of you, and it gives us one more opportunity to congratulate you. So if our award winners will all come forward to the stage area, we'll get you organized for a picture.